Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I finally have the fun packs ready. It took a little while because I had some large sheets of paper to cut, and I also wanted to go through a lot of fun ephemera images that I purchased recently. And I've got a piece of fabric in this one that I rusted and stained. It's really cool. So let me turn the camera and show you what I have. I have 11 fun packs and I want to show you these. I was wanting to get these out yesterday, but I had some things to cut, some large pieces of paper. First of all, each pack comes in one of these large envelopes. I like things like this to use again. They have a lot of tape on them. I try to put a lot of tape on them to make sure they're secure, but you know, you can cut those down and use them for different things. I love reuse, repurpose, recycling, all of that. Okay, this is a fun one. They're all fun, but you know, they're all different, and it just depends on what I find in my shopping or what I've made. And they're all different. They have the same things in them, but because the paper is unique, because vintage images are unique, they're all going to be a little bit different. But each one has a piece of this fabric. I love this, and let me tell you, so for a while, I didn't like things that smelled like coffee stain, but I have been buying the Food Lion brand of instant coffee and using that in addition to rusty metal pieces. And I don't mind this smell, but let me go ahead and tell you up front, this does have a faint coffee smell. It smells old, and it's been out on the line. Doesn't smell old as in dirty. That was actually washed in the washing machine, and then I put it in a water bath with the instant coffee and with some rusty pieces. Let's look at it again. I mean, you just need to see this one more time. And let me go ahead and say 3 people have already asked for fun packs, sight unseen. And after seeing this, you know, if you still want them, let me know and I can invoice you. Some of you already know how to get in touch with me on PayPal. And you can just, you know, go ahead and pay for those. They're $28, and that includes shipping in the US. Each one has a yard of this velvet ribbon, and each one has 4 buttons. No, I never figured out what this blue one is. Not every pack has a blue button because I didn't have 12 of those. I always make 12 fun packs. I always keep one for myself. But each one has got some beautiful buttons, metal. I don't think there are any military images in there. I don't really care for that in most of my junk journaling. Sometimes there's a very specific place for it, and they're pretty in that, but they're just pretty buttons. So 4 buttons. And then I think this is fun. So the box is going to carry some of the weight in this, but not a whole lot. I weighed this one before I came over here, and this whole fun pack is 1 pound 12 ounces. So by the time I get the tape on it, get the label on it, and I try to always put a thank you card in. Sometimes I don't get to that, but it's going to be pushing 2 pounds. Each one has 3 of these charms. Some of these metal ones have plastic over the front. See, that one does. It's got a protective sheet, just so that you know that. It's to protect that metallic finish. So 3 of those, and then some sort of fabric sample on a card. And I love these. So I came across a lot of these little fabric. They're fabric, very thin fabric, almost like paper, but they're definitely fabric sort of embellishments. I don't think they're adhesive at all. They're like patches, but they're super thin. They're not like regular patches as far as the thickness. All these different sayings. Well, that's a piece of paper that was on the back of that one. And then I love this, be yourself, everyone else is already taken. So just some cute sayings on these, and they're fun to use in junk journals. And then I love this. So each one has one of these little zippered cases, and I can tell you where these came from. They were at the scrap exchange. A place went out of business and made a huge donation. So these are brand new. They were still in the box, which is why the box is included. And you can, you know, use the box for something. That little sheet of sort of vellum paper that says hello. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some of these smaller things in here, and I will do this to each box. I'm not gonna put the fabric in there because I don't wanna make all of that smell like coffee. Let's see what else we have. 2 packages of this fabric ribbon. This also was an overstock that I ended up finding at the scrap exchange. I love the butterfly fabric ribbon. Some of it is Christmas theme. Well, it's supposed to all be Christmas, I think, but it is not all Christmas looking to me. So I felt like you could use that for something. Each one has 2 packs of that. And then each one has a couple of sheets of stickers. And each one has a bookmark from a local museum, Nasher, and this was from 2014. And then each one has a page from a tall calendar that's got some sort of quote or saying on it. This says, "Less worrier, more warrior," and goodness knows I need that. Each one has a piece of wrapping paper. You see this one fell apart. In some cases, I think they're gonna still be folded, and in some cases, it's gonna be like 2 sheets. This does vary a little bit. They're really pretty. They're both botanical, but I think one is a little bit different butterfly image. And then these calendar pages. I love to use these in my junkie journaling. And all of these are quilts, like barn quilts. So they're displayed on these different buildings. And you can cut the images out, or you can use them like they are to make junky book pages. There are quite a few in each one. So we have those, and we have a couple of pages from an old, so this is like early 1900s, an old magazine, and it was showing the like new books that were out, or books that were for sale. I love that you can see the old staple marks there. And then what is this? Each one has some sort of map piece, and each one has a book page from an old children's book. And then each one has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages from an old transportation book. And then each one has a large page from a design catalog, and you can see this is Curtain Hardware. It's still attached. Now I think one pack came from a book that was a little bit smaller. This is about 8 by 10 or 8.5 by 11. There's another one that's smaller, but it's attached too. It's from a booklet. And then, so I just love these. I recently found a stack of pages, or books, excuse me, from the old rubber stamp, what are they called? Let me show you. Rubber Stamp Madness, these old catalogs. And they're worth quite a bit on some sites. I have 4 of these if anybody's interested in purchasing the whole catalogs. I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do with the other 4, but I love just these old designs that were made with stamps when rubber stamps just became the rage. These are from the 1990s. I also love these ads. You know, these ads feel so vintage, almost like looking back at the early 1900s. CD-ROM catalog, stamp storage cabinets. We know how much space these things take up. Now, I love the rubber stamps on wood, but there's a reason that people switched to acrylic. So I sound so Southern sometimes. I think I'm just tired at the end of the day. So a few of those pages, and then we have a calendar page where there's a pocket across the bottom. There's nothing more precious than this day. You can cut that out and recreate a pocket of some type. This right here, so this is one of the things that took me a while. I had rolls of fancy paper, and yesterday I did not want to fight with these anymore. I just laid them out to let them flatten a little bit. So there's a piece of wallpaper, yes, one little piece of that. And then these were finally cut today to 8.5 by 11. That's really pretty, fancy paper. And this is gonna vary from pack to pack. I think every pack has one of this kind, and that's the marbled paper. It's just so beautiful. One of these had a, they were numbered on the back, so I think there was a limited number created of some of this marbled paper. And then there's a larger sheet of wallpaper, and there's a large sheet of vellum, and this is the real architect's vellum. It's very hard to tear. This is the real thing. This is meant to have the blueprints printed on it and be carried around from place to place and spread out on table after table to look at the blueprints. So it's really sturdy. And then each one has a piece of this textured wallpaper, and each one has just another random map piece. Those were large maps as well. And then we get into these images, and let me tell you, they're gonna vary. Okay, each one has a postcard. Postcards are all different, but they're these beautiful old images. And then each one has the same number of pieces. Like this is one piece, even though it's got 4 images. And I had such a large stack of these, I did not try to sit down and sort these out into who gets what. Each pack, each fun pack has the same number of pieces. And you can see some are large with multiple images, and the images are all different. There may be a few duplicates just because of, you know, whoever printed these, whoever purchased these, there were some duplicates. But anyway, you can see what I'm talking about here. Just beautiful. And each pack does have one large sheet. And you can see there's a duplicate on this, so I'm not really sure how that happened. But just know that you're going to have some beautiful, fun images to work with. And so let's put that here. And then we have 4 pieces of this really pretty, it's a cardstock weight, but it's textured. It's got the lines in it. I don't know if it's watermarked. Feels almost like watercolor paper. Really pretty. So there's four sheets of that. And then just a sheet of this 8.5 by 11 yellow paper. And then one of these sheets of the computer paper. I love that you can tear the edges off of that. And I believe that is everything. So let's pull it all back together here. And again, these are $28, and that includes shipping in the US. 3 of you have asked for fun packs. You're not obligated, but you know who you are. So if you want one, just let me know. I can invoice you on PayPal. That leaves 8, 9, 10, 11. That's right, because I keep one for me. I definitely want one of these little yellow pouches. So I did keep one for me. And I'm gonna go ahead and post this like I normally do, with the links to PayPal and numbers 1 through 11, and then I will mark them sold as they're gone. I'm gonna go ahead and mark the first 3 sold because they've already been asked for. And if those people change their mind, I will make up for that as we continue to mark them sold. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will be back really soon, and bye for now.